do not buy any items in the first 5 wave shops in Brotato. It's gonna ruin your power by the time you get to the end of the game. You won't have enough high level weapons to do enough damage. So the way that the shop works is that the first 2 shops are always gonna offer 2 weapons. They could offer more than that, but they will always guarantee to have 2 weapons. So as you can see here, we were able to buy three revolvers in the first wave. Here we are in the second shop, second wave. We're only gonna buy weapons, no items. Doesn't matter if you see the best item. I love the ugly tooth. Okay, we got our 4th revolver. We're gonna lock in our 5th, and let's move on to wave 3. In waves 3, 4, and 5, you're guaranteed to get 1 weapon in each shop roll. So as you can see here, we have our locked in revolver. This is kind of a special situation. The tentacle is such a good item that I am gonna lock it in. But as you can see here, if I roll again, I still am guaranteed this 1 weapon slot, so I buy our 6th revolver. By wave 3, I already have 6 of 1 weapon type, and that's important, and I'll explain why in a bit when we talk about how the shop actually works in Brotato. Now we're in the wave 4 shop. Once again, always gonna be guaranteed 1 weapon, and you guessed it, we're gonna keep rolling, looking for more of our core weapon. This is important even for the renegade who wants a lot of tier 1 items. We want to be rolling only for weapons in the first 5 phases. Okay, so we're in the wave 5 shop. This is the last one where you are guaranteed to get 1 weapon per roll. So at this point, when you finally got all of your weapons filled out, then I think you can start buying items in the game rather than only weapons. So one of the important things to know about Brotato and the way that the shop works is that the first 2 waves always offer 2 weapons, and you're gonna wanna buy the same weapon for each slot most of the time. Of course, there's different types of builds that you can have, but I'd say the strongest builds that you can get are the ones where you have a single weapon type. And why is that? Well, the way that the game decides what weapons to offer you is based on the weapons that you already have. So there's a percentage chance that you will find just the exact same weapon, the revolver in our case, will show up. And there's also a percentage chance that the weapon type that we have will show up. As you've seen, we've seen many weapons in the gun category. Now, the gun category is actually one of the most saturated. There are many different guns in this game. And so you're gonna see a wider variety when you have a gun type build. But in general, you're gonna see more of the same type of weapon. And you want more of the same type of weapon because that allows you to get up to the higher tiers of weapons faster. Just try it. If you have the same weapon type only in each slot, notice how quickly you get to tier 3 and tier 4 weapons. It's gonna be a lot faster. And let me tell you, that is what's going to determine many times whether or not you win or lose. So you get all the same weapon, you get some lifesteal or whatever, and you'll be in really good shape. We are going to pick up the tentacle here because that's just stinking good. So that's how weapons work. If you're having trouble in Brotato, if you're feeling like it's really difficult to get a victory, try this method of only buying weapons in the first 4 or 5 shops until you have a full loadout of weapons, and then only buy that weapon and only upgrade that weapon. Just see what happens. I'm guessing that you will find that you're gonna have a lot higher level weapons a lot faster. From this point on, we're just gonna pick up any revolver that we find, and we're gonna be picking up good items. This item we found in a crate, so that's why we have that. Another important thing to know about Brotato is that different characters have different tags as well. Some characters have the crit tag, and so you're gonna find more items that are tagged with crit. You can check the Wikipedia page to see what weapons have different tags and what characters have different tags. Obviously, the lucky character has the lucky tag, and so those items that give more luck are going to show up more often, as well as things like Cyberball and Baby Elephant. This is one of the interesting things about the shop, in my opinion, is just the way that the tag system works. So I'd highly recommend you check out. I'll have the page linked in the description below and also in the pinned comment. So if you're looking for a specific build, it can be really, really valuable to look at that. So as you can see, many of these characters, they're already unlocked by default, right? You start the game with them, but then other ones, you have to do certain things to unlock them. So for instance, some of these are really easy to do, like dying for the first time, killing enemies, collecting material. That's stuff that you're just going to naturally do as you play. But then some things are a little bit harder, like reach 200 harvesting, or reaching 60 dodge or 50 speed. So it's good to know some of these characters actually have specific tags that make it so that certain items are more likely to appear in the shop. For instance, I actually had to use this at one point when I was trying to unlock the cryptid. The cryptid, in order to unlock this character, you have to finish a wave with 10 or more living trees. And I thought to myself, that is hard. That is hard. But there are certain item tags that makes it so that you're more likely to find the tree item, which makes more trees spawn. So I looked at the characters that have that tag, and I looked at Lucky, and I looked at Explorer, and I actually chose Explorer. At first I thought Explorer was a bad idea because you start with the lumberjack shirt, so they're supposed to be living trees, so if you can cut down a tree in one hit, that's kind of dangerous. But the other thing with the Explorer is that you have 33% increased map size, which is huge. So trees are spawning all over the place. Also, I think that there's something that you get more trees. Yeah, more trees spawn already with the Explorer, so it's better. This is a better starting character for if you want to unlock the cryptid. So as I mentioned before, the wiki is an awesome resource for learning about this game. It's already updated with the 1.0.3 patch, so I would definitely go check it out. This page will show you how the shop works, how re-rolling works, how the dangerous bunny works. The dangerous bunny actually gives you a free re-roll, and it doesn't increase the cost of the next re-roll. Usually when you roll once, then the next re-roll is more expensive. Dangerous bunny negates that a little bit, which is actually extremely valuable as you get later into the game. It's valuable early, but then it's even more valuable when you move on, because the first re-roll is going to get more and more expensive as you get up in the waves. So I actually found going through the wiki page here really fun for thinking up interesting builds. You can look through and see different item tags. You can see different characters and what items they find more of, and that it got me thinking about what sort of builds I could find from those different characters. So I highly recommend you check this out, and the people here have done a lot of really good work. Thank you to them. They also talk about luck here. You might wonder, how does luck affect item rarity chance? So it's a pretty basic calculation. You have a certain chance of finding tier 1, 2, 3, or 4 items in each wave, based on this table here, right? So at the beginning, you have no chance of finding tier 2 items, 3 or 4. Only tier 1 items will show up, which is another reason not to roll in the first 2 shops, because you're not going to find these higher tier items anyway. You're only going to find tier 1 items, but then it goes up by level 8, you're able to see tier 4 items, but it's a super low percentage chance. Now, when you factor in luck, it increases the chance, but not past the max chance. So as you'll see here, when you get to 60% for tier 2 items, that's the max. That's as high as it goes. You can either find that at level 8 with 50 luck, or level 6 with 100 luck. But you're never going to see more than that. And then tier 3, it's 25% chance. So one out of every reroll, technically. So that's kind of an interesting mechanic. Luck also affects whether or not you find crates, and then the rarity of the items found in crates. Luck is a super interesting stat. I actually one of my favorite characters is the Lucky character, because they've got this like strange mechanic where picking up material damages enemies based on your luck numbers. Anyway, and you can pump up luck a little bit easier than other stats in the games. That's basically what I wanted to say about the shop. Friends, thanks so much for watching. As always, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next one.